Hello, Lisa Hiles. How are you? That's good. Welcome to lesson 18 of the B1 course for intermediate learners, or for those of you with an IELTS score 4 to 4.5. The topic of today's lesson is education, and it's a vocabulary-based lesson. So we'll be looking at names of institutions, so types of school, qualifications, verb and noun collocations to do with education and school and your experience. Okay, there'll be plenty of time for you to personalise, to make personal what you learn to help with your memory. Okay, without further ado, let's get going. Okay, so that's a summary of what I just said. And here is the first task. How much do you know about the English education system? Can you put these institutions into chronological order? Okay, so by that I mean, which one do you go to first, according to your age, and which one do you go to last, according to age? Okay, so the choices are secondary school, university, nursery, primary school, and sixth form college. And the second question is about our examinations that we take in England. What do you know about GCSEs, GCSE A-levels, and a degree? So which institution do you do them at? And what age are you when you take these examinations, for example? Okay, you can pause the slide there if you want more time. If not, let's go to the answers and I will remove myself from the slide. Here we go. So the first school that we go to between 3 to 5 years is nursery. Then from 5 to 11 years, it's primary school. From 11 to 16, we go to secondary school. Now you can either stay at certain secondary schools from 11 to 18, or you can leave school and go to sixth form college. And this is for 2 years from 6 to 18. On finishing school, you can go to university, anything from 18 years up. In terms of examinations, we have the GCSE, which is the General Certificate of Secondary Education, which we take when we're 16, and it can be anything in up to 9 subjects now. When I was at school, it was 8, and now it's anything up to 9 in one sitting, in one go. Okay, and your GCSE. Okay, so sorry, I'm rushing ahead. You would take your GCSEs at 16 in secondary school. Any problems with those, you can retake them again in sixth form college. Your next level of examinations is your GCSE advanced level. That's what the A stands for. Okay, and we take these at 18 years old in anything up to 4 subjects. The degree is what you study at university. It generally takes you 3 to 4 years to complete. Okay. Hello, I'm back. So it'd be interesting for me to know about the differences between my education system, because I can only talk for the English one. The Scottish one is different, and your education system. So do you have a nursery, primary school, secondary school, sixth form college, that kind of thing, or do you have do you go at different times? So you can maybe think about those. What about school subjects? Now we said we take exams, we take GCSEs in up to 9 subjects. So can you identify these school subjects from my list? I've given you the first letter and the number of lines are letters. Okay, so obviously your language, you would take a qualification, a school subject in your language, but that could be anything. There are many of you multilingual, multinational looking at these slides. Okay, so the next one is, it begins with the capital letter E. The next one is L, H, G, M, C, O, B, C, H, P, M, and P, E. Can you add any that I've missed? Okay, so if you need more thinking time, and I'm sure you do, stop the slide now. Otherwise, we will go to the answers, and I will come out of this slide. Here we go. So we've got your language as a subject at school. We've got English, and then literature, history, geography, mathematics or maths. In American English, you'll hear them say math. In British English, it's maths or mathematics. Computing, biology, chemistry, physics. Obviously, these three, biology, chemistry, physics, known as the sciences. Music and physical education, otherwise known as sport. Any more that I could think that we do here would include French, which is a very popular foreign language, German, Latin, is still studied in some schools. I say economics, others say economics, okay? Law, politics, psychology, philosophy, sociology, and religious studies. You may have even more to add. Okay, so obviously if we've done those, okay, I think I need to bring myself back into the picture there. Hello. So we look at those school subjects, and there were quite a few of them. I'd like you to use those words, obviously, otherwise they're not going to become part of your active vocabulary. So I'd like you to look back at our list of school subjects and decide which of the school subjects is the easiest, in your opinion. And which is the most difficult? Which, in your view, is the most interesting? Number 3. And the opposite, in your opinion, which is the most boring? Number 5. What do you think is the most useful subject right now? So the most useful subject to study at school right now. And which do you think will be the most needed in future? In number 7, I'd like to know one you'd like to study, but that you didn't or that you haven't. One you'd like to study. And in number 8, one you've studied, but you don't like, you're still doing it, or one you've studied but you didn't like, because like me, you finished school some time ago. Okay, so take some time to think about those and to put your ideas maybe down on paper or to record yourself speaking about them on your phones. That would be great. Okay, let's look at the next task. Here we go. Here are some verb and noun collocations. Now remember, a verb and noun collocation just means verbs and nouns that typically go together, that you find together in a sentence or in spoken English, okay, or a reading text. Here we go. Match the verbs on the left with their nouns on the right. Here we go. Be. Now, can we put the verb be with attention in class, something by heart, homework every day, a school uniform, or a quick learner? Which one does be go with, the verb be, to be? Number 2, do. Do attention in class, do something by heart, do homework every day, do a school uniform, or do a quick learner? What do you think? Number 3, learn. Do we learn attention in class? Do we learn something like a poem by heart? Do we learn homework every day? Do we learn a school uniform, or do we learn a quick learner? Sounds funny, that one, doesn't it? With the two verbs and with the verb and the noun together. Number 4, pay. Pay attention in class, pay something by heart, pay homework every day, pay a school uniform, or pay a quick learner. And finally, number 5, wear attention in class, wear something by heart, wear homework every day, wear school uniform, or wear a quick learner. By now you should have matched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with A to E. And let's have a look at the answers. Here we go. Number 1, be a quick learner. Number 2, do homework every day. 3, learn something, for example, a poem by heart. And if you learn something by heart, you have the poem and you read it and read it and read it. And if you know it by heart, you can put the poem away and you can recite, produce the poem without looking at the words. Yeah, so we learn a poem by heart. When I was at school, we had to learn our times tables by heart. Yeah, so what do I mean by that? It's a maths thing. 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 2 is 6. Yes, you go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. If it was 5s, it would be 5, 10, 15, 20. Those were your timetables that you had to learn by heart. Yeah. What do you have to learn by heart in your school system? Okay, number 4, pay attention in class. So listen to the teacher, follow what's happening all the time, not talk to your friends or look at your phones. And 5, wear a school uniform. Yeah, it's very common here in England that children have to wear a school uniform. It's the rules. They cannot choose their own clothes. They have a white shirt. For example, my children, it's a white shirt, a tie, a blue jacket, blue trousers, and everyone looks the same. Black shoes. What about in your countries? And actually that leads me nicely into my next class task, which is your turn. It's a chance for you to answer some questions. So let me come out of there and I'll read them to you. Number 1. And you can see that the new language, the new collocations are in bold in order to help you practice them. Number 1, are you a quick learner in certain subjects? Which ones? Number 2, do you think it's important to do homework every day to do well at school or at university? Why not? Number 3. When was the last time you learned something by heart? Maybe it was a song to sing at an occasion. Maybe you had to give a presentation at work. Number 4. Do you pay attention in class, or do you find it difficult to listen to a teacher or finish tasks? And number 5, did you have to wear a uniform at school? Did you have to wear a school uniform? And there I put the in brackets, the indefinite article, because you can just say, did you have to wear school uniform? Both are possible. Did you have to wear school uniform? Do you think it's important, or do you think it's old-fashioned? Yeah, by old-fashioned, I mean very traditional, not modern. Okay. Here's number 6. And I can come back for this task and just fit in, look. Here we have some very common lexical phrases, so longer verbs and nouns and extra information to do with education. Okay, so match the phrases 1 to 5 on the left with their definitions A to E on the right. Okay, number 1, have a talent for languages. Is it A, get good grades or results in exams? B, stay away from school without permission? C, be naturally good at a subject? D, leave school early without finishing your studies? Or E, study or prepare for a test? So number 1, have a talent for languages. Is it A, B, C, D or E? Number 2, revise for an exam. A, B, C, D, E or D or E? Number 3, drop out of school. Drop out of school. Number 4, play truant. Play truant. And number 5, do well at school. Do well at school. Okay, so if you need to, you can pause the slide now. If not, I'm going to go and I will give you the answers. Here they are. Have a talent for languages means be naturally good at a subject, be naturally good at language learning, for example. Some people are naturally good at maths, others are naturally good at art. Have a talent for something. Number 2, revise for an exam is E, study or prepare for a test. Number 3, drop out of school means leave school early without finishing your studies. So, for example, you can drop out of school if you leave secondary school without taking your exams, without taking your GCSEs at 16. Or you could drop out of school at 18 without finishing your A-levels. And you can also say drop out of university if you start your degree but do not complete it. Play truant is stay away from school without permission. So, for example, your parents don't know, they think you're at school, but your teachers don't know where you are. Maybe they think you are sick, but you are staying away from school without permission. It's called to play truant. play truant. And finally, 5, do well at school, of course, means get good grades or results in exams. How did you do? Well, I should imagine. So the final slide is a chance for you to use this vocabulary in a personal context. It's called Your Turn. Okay, and I will read you the questions and I would like you to answer them, please, or make notes. Okay, I'm going to take myself out because I'm covering up words. Here we go. Number 1, do you have a talent for languages? Or do you have a talent for music or sport? Number 2, do you revise for exams the night before, the week before, or are you more organised and start revising for exams the month before the exam? Number 3, do you know anyone who dropped out of school but is doing well in their job? Do you know anyone who dropped out of school but is doing well in their job? Number 4, have you ever played truant? What did you do instead of going to school? Have you ever played truant? What did you do instead of going to school? And finally, did you do well at school? Was it because you liked it, or did you study a lot? Well, that's it. That's the lesson on education. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful. There's quite a lot of vocabulary in there. So there is a quiz, a lesson 18 quiz, which tests your memory and knowledge of the vocabulary learnt during that lesson. So please go and do that now. I hope you've enjoyed it and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much for your time. Bye.